Some vehicle performances cannot be described by mere numbers or shapes. Vehicle performances that directly affect human feeling. The functions of a vehicle's suspension greatly affect these performances. Suspension, though playing a backseat role, so to speak, has major functions. First of all, it firmly supports the weight of passengers and cargo. Secondly, it makes vehicle handling easy and maintains vehicle body stability. And thirdly, it minimizes vibration and enhances riding comfort. Before we examine these points more closely, however, let's see what causes vehicles to vibrate. Here we see a well-maintained flat road surface. But this isn't always the case. Vehicles sometimes encounter really rough road conditions. When a propelling force collides with an obstacle, an upward force is generated. This adversely affects riding comfort and causes a variety of different vibrations. This is shock caused by poor road surface. She's having a good time, isn't she? When a force is applied to a surface, the surface first yields and then rebounds when the force is released. Bending, rebounding. This elastic nature of objects is called elasticity. A spring, a device which fully utilizes the principle of elasticity. Let's divide a vehicle into two parts. If springs are placed in between the two, shocks from the road surface can be considerably softened. Suspension, therefore, is the spring-like action which joins the body with the tires, thereby protecting passengers and cargo against shock. You can clearly see how force is absorbed and softened. There are different types of suspension depending upon the nature and purpose of the vehicle. This is the most widely used combination type, a parallel leaf spring type with rigid axle. Its simple and sturdy construction gives full play to leaf spring characteristics which absorb up-down movement and lessen torsion. Since the axles support the body, this system is also called the rigid axle suspension system. In contrast, the system which enables separate right and left movement is called the independent suspension system or knee action system. This system enables greater riding comfort due to its coil springs and is suitable for passenger cars. This is another type of independent suspension system, one using torsion bar springs. Utilizing the principle of torsion elasticity, it is characterized by its simple construction. In the case of the tandem axle vehicle, we immediately notice its unique design. The type shown here is called trunnion type suspension. With this type, even the roughest and bumpiest roads present no problem. This is why it is employed in construction vehicles. Then again, there is balance arm suspension. This type consists of two separate suspensions which work in unison. It is suitable for long-distance hauling operations due to its lightweight, rough road handling ease, good riding comfort, and protection against cargo damage. For good riding comfort, we cannot overemphasize the weight around the springs. In other words, weight distribution. Heavy objects are harder to sway. This may sound only natural, but there's more to it than that. We can see why by placing a heavier body onto a lighter axle and suspension, and a lighter body onto a heavier axle and suspension with the weight concentrated on and around the wheels. Which vehicle has less sway and better riding comfort? The weight of the body side is called sprung weight. That around the axle, unsprung weight. It's clear, isn't it? The design that minimizes unsprung weight is the basis for good riding comfort. The sprung weight should be heavier than the unsprung weight. But then there's the problem of overloading. If the vehicle is overloaded, the valuable function of the springs is lost. Therefore, in order to ensure safe driving, weight control is also highly important. Now, did you notice that vehicle vibration disappeared right away? If we apply a force to the spring, it takes a while to stop, doesn't it? Do you know why? Certain parts have been removed from this vehicle. These parts are called shock absorbers. If you install them, they will absorb excessive shocks. This cylinder contains fluid. Due to the vibration of the vehicle, the fluid flows in and out through the piston orifice. When the movement becomes too fast, the flow of the fluid cannot keep up with the movements of the piston. As a result, the fluid begins to interfere with the movement of the piston, that is, stopping the vibrations of the vehicle. In this way, excessive vibration of the vehicle is eliminated, thereby enabling continuous smooth running. Did you know that shock absorbers generate heat? The shocks from the road surface are softened by the springs and then absorbed by the shock absorbers. When the fluid flows in and out of the small orifice of the piston at a tremendous speed, friction heat is generated. In other words, the shock absorbers, by absorbing vibrations, change kinetic energy into heat. There are some heavy-duty vehicles which are not equipped with shock absorbers. They rely on the large amount of heat generated by the leaf springs sliding over each other to absorb vibrations. Several factors contribute to good riding comfort. Vehicles are made for people to ride in. And so, to study riding comfort, we must study people. As vibration intensity increases, different parts of the body begin to shake considerably at a certain point. This so-called resonance of the body can cause unpleasant feelings and even car sickness at times. These resonance points of the human body are usually found at between 4 to 8 times per second vibration. Therefore, when designing a vehicle, we must pay special attention to avoid vehicle vibration around this level. For this reason, we must make seats which have excellent vibration-resistant characteristics. Here again, the elastic nature of the spring is fully utilized. This is a suspension seat widely used in heavy-duty trucks. Under the seat, there is another small light suspension unit built in for added comfort. Just as important as riding comfort is operational stability, also an important part of suspension action. A sharp curve. A condition like this, too, requires proper vehicle control. Now, let's compare flexible and rigid suspension systems. If the emphasis is on riding comfort, a suspension system which is too flexible can cause too much movement of the center of gravity, resulting in vehicle instability. To eliminate this, we install a stabilizer to prevent body sway and to facilitate recovery. In addition to the installation of coil springs, which greatly improve riding comfort, link mechanisms, extension tubes, and other devices also contribute to riding ease and enjoyment. Numerous contradictory and undesirable conditions must be dealt with and overcome. Vehicle performance, which directly affects our bodies and minds, can only be improved by man's knowledge and efforts. Another item which greatly affects vehicle performance is the tire. Tires, a kind of air suspension, act as cushions to smooth out the bumps in the road. The lower the air pressure, the better the riding comfort. However, if the air pressure is too low, the vehicle weight cannot be supported and operational stability will worsen. In addition, too low an air pressure gives rise to the phenomenon of standing wave, whereby high heat is generated. This could lead to the danger of a blowout. Even if this doesn't happen, abnormal tire wear will certainly occur. Always check the specified air pressure and do it regularly. The suspension system supports the vehicle, and the vehicle supports man's life, be it for work or for pleasure. To make the vehicle man's most reliable partner by aiming at overall improvement of vehicle performance, untiring efforts are being made in research and development.